What's going on? What's going on? Brutus here, bringing you another Civil War recap video where we got together over the New Year's break, did a friendly war between the family. The outcome really doesn't matter, but it secretly does, as I mentioned in the first video. Really, it was about having fun, trying new things, and then putting someone on your pocket. Because if you got 3-starred fresh, you are now the other person's bitch on his pocket into the next friendly war. Family scrimmage. That's just like the unspoken rule that happens. Kidding aside, great job to OneHive Prime and OneHive. All the attackers, some really sick out there, and I've only selected a few for this one. There was quite a few to pick from, and some I couldn't. Just only so much time in the video. Speaking of which, let's get down to it. I'm going to start with the 10s this time and go down to number 9 because the man is gangster. ASAP Ozzy. Doing a Lalo attack, but bringing 2 Ice Wizards. You'll see some Ice Wizard replay in here, and I'll talk through how that works. I'm sure there's another video out there. I think OneHive Gazette made one where he talks about the usefulness of the Ice Wizard. So people were asking for a strategy to be posted, and I'll be quite honest with you. This is not a troop, in my opinion. At my first impression of this troop, it's a novelty. It's not like a troop like the Lava Hound or the Witch. What else was introduced? The Bowler, the Miner, where you can actually have a quote viable strategy for it, like enough of those troops to have an objective be accomplished that accounts for a portion of the raid to be successful. Is what I'll say. I don't see that. I see some nice time saving by basically elongating the health of the golem. And what I mean by that is usually they partner well with witches and giants very, very well. And most of the times that we'll see here that they're used just sparingly, about 2 to 4 at most, for the kill squad. As they encounter a point defense, the AI of the Ice Wizard will bypass all the trash buildings which wizards would get and go straight for that point defense to slow down its rate of attack, which then in turn elongate the life of a golem, not taking as much frequent damage. So that's what I mean by that. The utility of that troop is very small. I don't see like a huge strategy like a hog swarm or a Lavalunian or a Gobo or Govabo. When those troops first came out, there was a lot of great strategies that came with it. I'm sure there might be something on YouTube by now. I just haven't seen it. So that's my first impression. It's a novelty troop as we look at it right here. So we have the rate of attack of that Tesla being slowed down while that Ice Wizard takes down some shots at the point defense. Here's another example. It slows down the Wizard. But I mean, this is a great example of how you should probably use it. But what I've seen a lot happen is the Ice Wizard outruns the tanks anyway. And so, like, the utility is usually not the return on investment. For me, I'd rather have a Wizard. I just rather have a Wizard. Anyway, nice job in utilization of that, as this one lasts a heck of a lot longer than before. As you see, it's already taken down helped take down the wizard tower at the top left. Meanwhile, he's got his Lalunian on the bottom here, or Lavalunian with the minions to follow. Just a sick air attack with the Queen Walk Lavalunian attack. I thought was really, really nice. Go to ×2, nothing but cleanup. Great hit, as always, ASAP Ozzy. The man is a beast. And you've arrived, and only a few can have the pleasure of having ASAP in front. You're not OP unless you got ASAP in front of your name. It's the inside joke, folks. Let's go down to number 11. We have Chris, who I almost always, whenever I see Chris, I expect to see dragons. Because that's like his go-to strategy, and he's very good using them. But in this one, he went Lavalunian with haste and loon heavy. So I saw this, and I knew immediately I had to use it and wanted to show it. So he's got a suicide. I guess they call this commando. I don't know who comes up with these ideas. I know Beaker was the one that came up with HGH back in the day, or Jai Hee Ho, I think is what he said. Anyway, that was a long time ago. Anyway, Queen Naked, or a Naked Walk is what I kind of know it as. No tank in front of her. BK leaves, uses the ability, but gets one of the 4 critical air defenses. Stu has 3 bows set to multi, so they're not set to ground either. But what came out of the CC was nothing, so he knew he was okay to go ahead and send his Lalo portion up here because what's in the CC it's a Laloon attack, Laloon CC, Lava Loon, and Lava and Loon. Really has no effect on the rest of this raid here, but it was unfortunate these Loons had to backtrack and then go back towards where they were headed to, and almost didn't get the Infernal Tower. It loses all but one. Finally, that Larry, it gets the last Loon, and then while they were swimming over here, that's where he had his skeleton trap for the Queen. She's now out of the picture, so his BK is a little bit wounded, but the BK is important because come towards the end, he has so much health points, he can troll your minions or your lava pups and your loons, and that sucks away time. With two barbarians here for obviously the corners, he has two huts in the corner and a laboratory in the far left. They all converge on this last Infernal Tower, but is fighting the sweeper, and he has a whole bunch of wounded loons coming in. I mean, I was screaming for him, and then the Black Sams come up. I was like, oh no! But it gets it done. He was not fighting the clock, as exciting as this may look. Here's that example of the BK, if he was fully healthy, how much time he would suck away from those lava pups hitting other trash structures. Go to ×2, he put a barbarian at the bottom and a barbarian at the far left. And then they'll all converge towards the top to call it a 3 and a day. Nice job, Chris. We go to ×4. And then let's look at number 13, a Queen Charge Lalo attack, 10 on 10. That's sweet, dirty 10 on 10 action. Down to 13. Excuse me. A little bit of everything. You know, some Valkyries with very specific objectives. Wizard as well. Skinny army, because doing a Queen Charge usually takes up a lot of troop space. That just tells you how surgical this attack was. Every single troop has one specific job. As you see, these minions on the far left and the far right. Being as cheap as possible for a funnel for that Queen Charge. Keeps the baby dragon away from the healers so that they complement the Queen Charge to get that air defense and the Queen as she jumps that wall. I don't think he intended to get the Infernal Tower, but you'll see how he gets the rest of this. Wall breakers in, and you can see that his goal is to get these two air defenses, the Queen, and I think he's okay with the Infernal Tower. Taking away some of that point defense because cannons will do hit pretty hard at this level. Although they're not max Town Hall 10. I don't believe they are. Town Hall 10 levels. He has two rages. He's no doubt going to have to use one here. Here comes the Hound and Wizard and Archer. So time is being sucked away on this as this Wizard dies to the poison. Queen is still hopping around like Scoop-de-doo. Really nice job of using this minion here on the bottom to help take away some of those minions that were irritating his healers and his Queen. Down goes down the jump, so he's going to take... Wow. He's going to leave this air defense for last. Holy crap, I guess I missed this part. Suicide BK, but unfortunately gets stalled out on the high hit point storage, but it's okay because the Infernal Stream only does like 40 to 50 DPS. It's tickling him. That man has so much HPS. Enough, and he waits, then uses the ability, takes down the Infernal Tower. Queen is done. Going to hop over and do some more damage onto the air defense. Then he has... already started 2 Hounds and a shit ton of Loons for that last air defense and 2 Haste to rush them onto this Infernal Tower. And then he still has a Queen Charge going on with ability still in hand for that Tesla farm in the middle. And the only thing that really is going to hurt him right here is this Sweeper that was blowing away his attempts to get to the Infernal Tower. It only... messed with the pathing a little bit, but it wasn't enough to take it down, especially since he still had the Queen ability in hand. He did have to use it for the sake of time, and not to mention he was trying to make sure that he would get down those Infernals to keep some Loons in the air, and he still has 3 in the bag. I mean, damn. That was sexy. Sexy AF. So ×4, nice job. Bags out about 20 troop space. Let's get out of here and look at 2 Town Hall 9 attacks that were just... If you have family members, let's go down to number 19. Yeah. If you have family members, child time, I just we'll just back out. You guys can see it. Look, by the way, watch how he uses his ice wizards. About what I was saying about you won't see like quote strategies with them that are like heavy on the ice wizard, but you know they're nice complementary troops like this. You just gotta be careful and really plan out, knowing their AI, that they'll go for defenses and not trash rings. So they will outrun your tanks to a certain degree, but this is a great illustration about how to use them. As the wizards go down the outside to get the trash, and the ice wizards go in the middle to help the kill squad. Really, really nicely done. But when you have family members and you have, squabbling siblings and things like that, you just do some mean stuff to family. You love them to death, but you're mean sometimes. And I think that's because you're mean because you love them. So we're going to look at those two raids. Here's one example. And you guys can already, if you couldn't tell by now, it's the Santa surprise. I mean, after all, it is the holidays. And Child Time in the giving man that he is, and he's usually at Prime, Quay's Mini, if you'll call it that, came over to OneHive for balancing reasons. So he plays against Wolf quite often. So, of course, he's going to hit this and then give that Santa's cheer and sharing memory by giving a surprise at the end. It's mean, but so awesome. I've watched this raid so many times, and every time I watch it happen, I just giggle. Look at Santa go! Look at him with the piggies pulling his sleigh. He's so nice. He left presents. Presents for Wolf. I loved it, man. Absolutely loved it. And if you didn't think that was funny or very nice, then you may want to stop watching as we back out of here. And we take a look at JTR's, or Jake the Rake, excuse me, on number 24. This is by far my favorite attack of the entire Civil War. 8 haste. Gonna do Suicide Lalo. So, right here. Poison to slow down a level 28 Queen, and then puts down his level 2 Baby Dragon. And they win that encounter because there's nothing else shooting the Baby Dragon for that. This was a cleanup. I will tell you that. It doesn't matter, though. Really nice funnel. And if there's ever anything that is... I watch this replay and I think to myself that song from Broadway. I think it's Annie. I don't remember. It's anything you can do, I can do better. Anything you can do better than you. Yes, I can't. No, I can't. Yes, I can't. Whatever. Just go with it, okay? But yeah, that's the feeling and vibe that I got in these kinds of war. And you should. There was so much fun. My base got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked on the second attempt. But look at this. He uses 1 haste. You know, there were so many of this. I really hope that free spell stays in the game. I don't know what triggered that to make in the core there, but that was way too early. But I have seen it mess up some plans, so I hope that freeze trap stays in the game. That's a very good addition, I think. But 5 haste. And sorry for the gap, guys. That was a photo that popped up that I needed to take out. Back to this. Look at this. 5 haste, CC. And he's so nice. He doesn't drop it. And you think, like, man, that's classy. That's classy. Wait a minute. That's wow. So much for classy. You know what's funny is Crazy Movin' did one, I think Corpse Grinder. He did a revenge hit on him, and he was already cleared. I cleared him. And so he came in just to remind him, like all the 9s were cleared, plus it's for fun. He also did a poison dick pic. But I told him Jake the Rakes was bigger because Jake the Rakes used 5 and Crazy Movin' used 3. So I was like, that doesn't really count. You know, sorry. In this game, size does matter. That was just a nice... Sorry I had to cut out yet again. I got to call this a video once again. It's Brutus reminding you got to be better than a double. And I'll take you next time.